Hi guys, welcome back. I know you've been waiting for the sequel to the moving video. A lot of it is like time-lapse cleaning and unpacking stuff. So I'll put this story underneath videos of all of that to kind of keep it less boring. And then you're not just like looking at me. And I wanted to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me on my channel. I'd like to be able to post a little more often, but I do work full time. So when I have some spare time, I do end up getting to work on my hobby videos and my personal videos. So if you'd like to see more of those, let me know what you'd like to see, either the editing or the lifestyle videos or travel videos, or just let me know what you like watching. I'm gonna get right into the story about the neighbor when the cops showed up. So that was the first night that, oh, and I'm making a chicken, cooking a chicken now, so cooking. What's it called? That was the first night that I was here, and I don't think maybe we were sleeping here, I don't remember. But I was here just with the dogs, and the cops were knocking at the neighbor's door, and I assumed it was a welfare check. And I found out from the neighbors the next day that yes, it was a welfare check. The twist was the neighbor called the welfare check on themselves. So this guy is a paraplegic and either has some form of mental illness, we're not sure, or a brain injury, we're not sure. But his whole thing is, and we found this out like maybe a month after living here, he wakes up really early in the morning, like between 5:30 and like 7, and goes outside and yells at the top of his lungs. The first time I heard him, he was screaming stuff like, "Give me a Viagra! I need a Viagra! Somebody give me a Viagra!" And it goes on for, anywhere from like 10-15 minutes to like an hour. Hang on. And then sometimes it's all about Jesus, and he's one with the Lord. And then recently, this is where things kind of start getting dramatic. Someone, apparently people have had issues, other neighbors have had issues with him in the past, and I understand why. Ryan and I aren't really bothered by it. On his work days, he has to wake up early, and I don't know, most of the time, he's not dangerous, so it doesn't really bother us. What we heard from the neighbors is essentially he likes when the cops get called, like he likes the attention. So the neighbors, and the more they would call the cops, the more he would act out. So they stopped doing that. But he didn't stop completely. He just started doing it less. So I guess somebody, we're not sure who, as far as the neighbors that we talked to, but somebody around him has filed a civil suit against him or something. I don't know who. We don't know the details of it, but it's something like a lawsuit. So his mom showed up one day, and I don't know if Ryan heard them yelling or something. I don't know, but it was something. So the next day, he's yelling about, "Oh, you called my mom? I'm gonna keep yelling, whether you like it or not." And then he goes, oh my gosh, my favorite is, woo! And then he's gotten a little more aggressive, which is, I think, what brought up the recent situation. More of the neighbors have been pretty open about not liking him screaming at 5 a.m. because he's been going in front of different people's houses and yelling, "Fuck you! I'm the neighbor's alarm clock." And he goes, "Beep, beep, beep, ha, 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 ha." It's really, I find it entertaining. I understand how people are upset. I'm not going to defend the behavior, because he also yells things like fuck you and different other different swear words. And there's kids in the neighborhood, and people talk to him, but he won't stop. Oh, this was a recent day. It was maybe a couple of days ago. Maybe it was literally Friday morning. It was Friday morning. I think it was Friday morning. He started at like 5:30 in the morning, I swear. And then later that afternoon, I saw a cop like casually talking to like another neighbor. So I'm finishing up with dinner. I'm like washing stuff at the sink, and I see like a car parked in front of our house, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, oh, it's probably a cop again. And so I look outside, and it is a cop. And so then I'm like, oh crap, they're at Andy's house again. So I go to the bedroom because there's no lights on in the bedroom, and it's dark in there, and I like peek out of a crack. It's like this. It was this big because I was looking like this, and my head was like this. So it was just this. It was like this. And I'm not backlit, so and they had the lights on inside, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure they cannot see me at all. And I wasn't moving. So the cops go inside, and they're talking to him, and they talk to him for a while, and it's like, I'm like, okay, it's just another like welfare check. Not too long after, an ambulance arrives, and they go inside with a stretcher. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm thinking this is probably worst case scenario, because they're probably gonna take him to the grippy sock place. So we don't know if that's what happened, but he did get taken somewhere. And then his mom showed up a little bit later, and the porch light's been on, so I don't know. But that's what happened to the neighbor over the time that we've been here. It's been fun, and we talked to him a couple of times, and I gave him some catnip because I had some catnip that I was using in the garden, but now we don't have a fenced-in garden, so I don't use it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story about my new exciting neighbor, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the plant tour outside.